Welcome back. Now, if we have been consistent in applying our styles, we can use those styles to insert a table of contents into our document. So for example, one of the things we want to do is we want to go back to the home menu, and we want to make sure that our styles are going to be consistent. So we want to make sure that all of the paragraph text is going to be in the normal category. We want to make sure that our subheadings are going to be heading 1. And so in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to make this subtitle, we're going to make it into heading 1. And we're going to do that by going to heading 1. We're going to update the heading to match the selection. And it is now heading 1. We're now going to change this subheading to heading number 1. We're now going to do the same thing for any other subheadings, which there are no longer. We're going to give our document a title. We're first going to highlight this text. We're going to change the case in the text. We're going to make this so that we capitalize each word. We're then going to take out the period. We're then going to center this title. And we're now going to change this to the title. We're going to do that by clicking this button. And then we're going to center our title. And for good measure, we're going to go back. We're now going to modify this, and we're going to make sure that it is going to be center justified. Now for good measure, we're going to give our first paragraph a subheading. So what we're going to do is we're going to now take a few spaces down, and we're now going to highlight this line and then make this heading 1. What we are now going to do is we're going to insert a page break. So we now have a title page. We're now going to insert a blank page. So now we have our title, we have a blank page, we have our content. The reason we did that is we want to come back to our references section, and we want to insert a table of contents. So what we're going to do is we're going to click this drop down arrow. And what we're going to do is we're just going to build an automatic table. And you'll see one at the top. And what you can do is you can click any one of these tables of content that you want to place inside of your document. We're going to click this one. And basically now we have our table of contents according to our subheadings. And so the table of contents will allow us to give our content a definite look. Now, one thing that we can do is we can make sure that our content is going to appear on the pages that we want, and that we want to be able to update our table of content when something changes. And so in that case, let's assume that we go to our first subheading, and then we input a page break. Now, ordinarily we would not do this, but what we want to do is we want to create one subheading per page. So we're going to insert a page break here. We're going to come down to the next subheading, and we're going to insert a page break here. So now what we have are subheadings on each page. But if we go back to our table of contents, it doesn't necessarily reflect now the new reality. So what we need to do now is go back to our references. We need to then click inside, and then we need to update our table. And what we're going to do is we're going to update the page numbers only. And now we see that our content is now on pages 3, 4, and 5. And that is how you work with your table of contents in the references menu. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.